brought me?
We are within the ancient citadel of the vampire race, long ago defiled and abandoned. This fortress endured through centuries of war against our great enemy.
The Hilden.
Yes. From this chamber, we witnessed the summoning of the Pillars and the banishment of our adversaries from the land. This is a dire omen. The Binding is in peril. The hour of prophecy is at hand.
It's too late. The Pillars are already damned.
As long as a single one of us stands, there is still hope. The Pillars must not remain under human guardianship. They are not competent to serve.
Why then did you allow the Pillars to fall into human hands?
Raziel, there is no time.
I want answers. The world can end this instant for all I care.
Very well. The Hilden cursed us as they fell, afflicting our race with a predatory bloodthirst. But with this transformation came our enemy's true revenge. Immortality.
They liberated you from the Wheel of Fate.
They imprisoned our souls in this flesh, expelling us from the purifying cycle of death and rebirth.
And yet you pass the curse on.
It was a necessary evil. Our immortality banished us from God's grace. He turned his sight from us and fell silent. Many took their own lives, unable to bear the separation from our God.
Not you, though.
Curse or blessing, it is the price we pay to keep the Hilden banished from the land. To sustain the Binding, we had to preserve our bloodline, and so we passed the dark gift to the human successors of our fallen guardians. They rebelled, inevitably, refusing the curse and seizing the Pillars as their own. And so we come to our present dilemma. While mankind governs the Pillars, the Binding decays. The Hilden strain against the barriers of their prison, scratching to gain a foothold back into this world.
And what does all this mean to me?
We stand at the threshold of a new eon, Raziel, and you are the fulcrum upon which our destiny turns. Beneath this room lies our innermost sanctum. The outer chamber has been opened. It appears events are already in motion. This token is the key to the mysteries you seek. I cannot accompany you. You must face this trial alone. If you prevail, you will have your answers.
And if I fail the test?
Then you will not return.
So, hey everyone, and welcome to Let's Play Legacy of Kain Defiance. This is your host, Leading Man.
And I'm the Ikari Warrior.
And today, we're finishing everything up.
And what a long journey it has been.
Yeah, no kidding. So, I guess it's sort of ironic that he gives him a symbol of an Ouroboros, which, if you remember, is the exact same symbol that was on the floor when Raziel was killing himself. Foreshadowing much?
Perhaps.
We shall see. And there's our new Hilden type again, the one with the weird mutating growing arm thingy. Weird.
So if in this timeline the Hilden had already been banished, why do they keep cropping up?
That's what he was directly referring to, where he was saying that they're scratching to gain a foothold. They're not really present because they don't have their own bodies. They don't have any like real corporeal existence, but they are able to possess bodies, sort of like Raziel's doing.
Oh, I get it. Like what happened to Mortanius in the original Blood Omen.
Exactly, like when they possess Mortanius. Although Mortanius is being possessed by the Hilden General, who's much, much stronger than these guys.
Right.
These are more akin to the ones inside Terrell.
Right. The hundreds and hundreds absorbed last episode.
Exactly. That horrible, horrible sound, I hope will go away soon. Jesus, what the hell?
I have no idea.
I think it was actually the fire demon in the back,
Yeah.
way back there, but, you know, screw him.
Yeah.
So the good thing about these little, the ones who have the damage-reducing shield, or the ones that don't really realize they're being hit, you can actually still throw them around, unlike the winged guys who have the anti-TK shield. So while they're in that little glowy orange mode, you can still throw them on spikes and stuff, so that makes it easier to deal with them.
That's good.
So we should actually be learning a lot in this next chapter here. There's going to be quite a few revelations, I believe.
Everything is essentially coming full circle.
Right. And hopefully, I think at the end of the credits, or in the credits section, probably the best time for us to actually explain the whole plot line. That way we can even cover Defiance. So if anyone's curious, we're not going to be doing that right now. We'll do that a little later. And yes, I'm ignoring that big shade. So here's another fun little good area where you need to use the Earth Reaver. And it lets you break through the wall, which is nice.
That's cool.
I have no idea why I started to climb that wall. I was like, wait a second. That's right. I'm swimming. And this hallway, I don't know who thought this was a good idea, but I hate them. This hallway is fucking stupid. It's curved slightly off to the right, so you can't get like a proper angle. It's retarded.
Maybe it's the fault of the camera.
It is partly the fault of the camera. It could have been nice and angled itself right down the center, but no.
I should have known I'd find you here.
Here and everywhere, now and always. I am the wheel and its turning. I am the circle of life and death.
And I am beginning to think the vampires committed suicide only to escape your voice.
Do not forego my favor with your impertinence, Raziel. You have finally fulfilled your purpose. I am pleased.
What are you trying to obliterate here, then? What is it about me that has you so afraid?
Your fate is trivial, Raziel. It was Cain's destiny that mattered all along.
So you may have gathered from the painting on the wall that Cain is in fact the scion of balance who has been predicted in the ancient days. But the ancients really suck at prophecy.
Yeah, as they said.
It's all blue and stuff.
As they said, things may or may not happen.
Well, the interesting thing about that is, since we're at this point, both happen. I don't know why that hurts him.
Because he spent all of his life underwater in the ground. So because it's light, it hurts him.
Because it glowed really bright in all his many eyes on the walls.
Yes.
Okay. So this is basically a very simple switch puzzle in which you have to activate the two Reavers that are glowing at the time, and it gets continually more complex. Each layer requires you to do another stupid thing to get back up, and hopefully I do this right. I should do this right if I remember correctly. Good. Excellent. This wall is a little bit tricky to grab onto. But yeah, so the portraits that we were talking about, you'll notice that he says Cain's destiny is the only one that matters, because Cain is in fact the scion of balance. In fact, the whole vampire champion, the Hilden champion thing, not really a big deal, because they predicted both. Both, in fact, do happen. Raziel is... That's why they refer to Raziel as both Redeemer and Destroyer. So, the funny thing is, all that stuff, all that posturing, turns out none of it mattered. Although, there is one small difference this time, which is the fact that Raziel is now alive to do all this crap. Which means, for example, bringing back Janos Audrin or reaching this shrine, which has never been done before in the timeline. This is the first time anyone's been here. So this shrine has wholly unique effects, which will also, again, affect the timeline.